I'm back! I'm back! I'm so excited to be back and filming my first Top 5 Wednesday video. It feels like in forever. Hello friends, happy Wednesday. I'm so very excited that you are here. So very grateful and thankful to be filming this video today. Thank you all so much for praying your good vibes for me and my daughter as we were just so very sick. I'm so very thankful that this past Saturday she finally was able to eat again and everything stayed down. Whew, it was a just very taxing week. I feel like I'm still catching up. I feel like mentally I'm still really drained and still battling this cold that just, well, virus, whatever, that just does not want to let go. But enough about that. Today is Top 5 Wednesday. And in case if you're not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday, in a nutshell, basically each week we answer a prompt using 5 books, but in this case I do manga to reflect that said prompt. And if you would like to join us and see what the other prompts are throughout the month or months, but definitely check out the link down below and let's get right into it. Today's prompt is dark covers, and we are just spotlighting the cover love for covers that have like a dark themed cover. It doesn't necessarily have to be black, just has to be dark colors. And I think I'm pretty happy with all of my picks that I have because I was like, apparently I don't have much dark colored like manga covers on my shelf, and I was like, I guess if you look right here you can see they're like all white. And the funny thing was, it's like Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts is a prime example. It has these dark spines and then you look at the cover and it's white, and I was like, this doesn't work for the said prompt that I need. I was like, I need it to be a dark cover. I almost was actually gonna do it. I thought about doing volume 3, but then I was like, well, this is not dark. I'm like, this is dark, but this isn't dark. So this is actually one of my reads that's on my TBR for next month because I saw the announcement that Shay Geeks Out, her and a few friends are going to be doing the 30 and 30 manga challenge, and I'm hoping that this will be one of the reads that I will actually read next month. We'll just see how it goes because straight mood reader status over here, and when you see the upcoming 2 videos I have for Friday, you're gonna be like, Laura, this didn't seem like what you were gonna do, and it wasn't. It was unplanned. So we're just gonna keep rolling with it. And so for the other cover I was gonna do was volume 4. Same scenario. We have the dark background, but the heroine is super light, and I actually like the dynamics between the two on the cover, but I was really wanting to do, you know, a Sacrificial Princess King of Beasts cover, but it didn't work out, but that's totally okay. And we'll just go ahead and kick us off with number 1, which will be a shoujo manga, and that is The Earl and the Fairy. So very excited because when I was sick before I got really bad and had like my fever and such, I did actually edit this video review that I did many months ago. Like, we're talking like April. Yeah. Like that far ago. So it is coming. I'm very excited. I was going to actually have that video go live this month, or that review, but then like I said, the unplanned sporadic inspiration came into play, and I'm like, oh nope, we'll be doing it later on next month or the month after. But I love this series. I really need to get volumes 2 through 4. It is such a great one if you're in the mood for like some mystery and some action, suspense, a little bit of romance, and just all of the adventure and high action. It very much has that in common with Library Wars. That's not your typical shoujo manga in the sense where it's not just romance. And I should say, for a stereotypical view from the outside in, because if you read shoujo manga, you know that it's not just typically just romance. I mean, yes, it obviously is very romantic from many series, and that is what shoujo manga is known for, but that's not every series. So anyway, ramble aside, this is such a great one. I feel like if you're not a spooky reader fan, I feel like this is actually a good one to pick up because it has those mystery vibes and it has some fantasy elements and just a very fun story. For number 2, I was a little bit unsure. I was like, this is a dark cover, sort of, and I was like, I don't know, but I was like, you know what, we're gonna go with it because it is one of the few dark covers in this series, and that is volume 9 of My Love Story. I wanted to feature My Love Story because sure enough, which was really cool, my husband actually read this whole manga like a week ago. He watched the anime, he found out when I told him, I was like, well, it doesn't go through the whole series, and he's like, what? And he actually read the whole manga. I thought that was so cool. I was trying to convince him to like, let's do a video review together, and he said no. But he read it, and so I wanted to feature it. I did read a little bit of volume 1, and I did tell him that I'm going to read it soon. And I feel bad because I genuinely meant it when I said I was going to read it. And then my mood reader in me just kicked in and was like, hey, let's go read other stuff. And I'm like, okay, let's go do it. And I'm just like, I promise I haven't forgotten. I haven't forgotten to read it. But he really, really enjoyed it. He really wants me to hurry up and read it because he's like, I want to talk spoilers about the end. And so I thought I would just feature it because it's just a really cool cover. Like, I feel like all the covers of this series, and I didn't think about bringing the rest of the series with me, but I feel like all the covers of this series are very unique and just very fun. I hope volume 12 comes back in stock. It gets reprinted because I love how our main hero, that he looks like a cowboy or dressed up as a cowboy. Like, just very fun. So the flames. So I figured because it has the black in the background, it counts as a dark cover status, hopefully. So yes, I did read this morning. I did read volume 1, and it's so funny because this was a recommendation I got like for the series when I first joined Instagram as part of them, or like in going into the manga community on Instagram, and I picked up the whole series from my library and I didn't love it. And I'm like, what happened? Because when I was reading volume 1 this morning, I was like, this is really funny. I was like, why? What was the disconnect the first time I read it? I was like, I don't know. And fun fact, this is by the same manga creator that did High School Debut. So yes, which is such an amazing series. Have a video review up here if you'd like to check it out. Though this is a different artist, I believe. Yeah, the art is not hers. So my love story, hopefully it counts for a dark cover. Number 3, I'm also really excited because I was like, well, I really want to do like this from this series, and I did find one, and that is volume 6 of One Piece. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my goodness, guys. That probably made 0 sense whatsoever, but me and my husband, we ordered our red piece. I can't even talk. I'm so excited. Okay, let me slow down. My husband and I, we ordered our tickets for the movie, One Piece movie, Red. I'm so stoked, friends. I am so stoked. Never mind the fact that I'm like super behind, but at least I'll be able to go in theater or to the theater and go see One Piece. Oh my goodness, I'm so very stoked. I really want to read the manga because for whatever reason, I have just not been in an anime mood. Like, I can typically, like right now for anime, I'm only watching I'm the Villainess, So I'm Taming the Final Boss. I've been watching that weekly, and I watched like one other episode of One Piece and one other episode of a different anime, and that's been it. That has been it. So I really have just been struggling to get into anime. Not that it's bad, I just haven't had the, I don't know, like the focus. So I'm like, Laura, you need to make a plan here. Get over your mood readerness and make a plan to like read 1 volume a week or 2 volumes a week, because I love the anime so very much. I love the voice acting. One Piece has a special voice acting. Like when I was feeling down the other day with everything going on with the sickness and stuff, I went and just, all I needed to do was just watch the opening of One Piece, and I was like, I feel better. I feel better. It's like, I just need to see the crew. But as I was reading this volume, I was skimming through it because I'm like, what happened in this volume? Oh, I was like, I need to read it. I was like, they look so great, even though they look so young. I was like, Lefty looks so young back here. I was gonna say back in the day, back in the earlier volumes. But this has Zoro and Mihawk and I was about to say sword fight that happens between them, and I was just like, Mihawk, I have any respect for you, because I feel like when I watched the anime, I did not like Mihawk because of what happens with him and Zoro, but I was like, this is really good. This is really good. And so I love how our crew here is dressed, and it's just crazy that this is so early on and Sanji hadn't even joined the crew yet. So it's interesting, it was interesting reading through this early volume compared to where I am, because we just started the Thriller Bark arc in the anime. That was quite some time ago, so it's really interesting. So I'm hoping, I've got to make a plan to actually sit down and read One Piece. There's no way I can indulge in my binge reading, which is how I prefer to read my manga, indulging in reading 100 volumes, well, 101, 102 at this point. I'm like, I can't. Like, that is more than a time commitment that I can do at once. Just gotta suck it up and just do it, because I love these characters so much. They're right up there with Haikyuu. Haikyuu's always number 1, guys. Nobody can top Haikyuu. But One Piece literally is right under there with for number 2 in my favorite. So I was very happy. I know that this is white, but I was like, the background is dark, and just so excited to feature this crew. I love them so much. For number 4, talking about Haikyuu, bam, Tsuzuki for the win for a dark cover. I was so excited. Tsuzuki, me and him, we have such an interesting relationship as a fan and character, because it probably took me near the end of the manga to actually really like Tsuzuki's character, and I need to like go back and reread Haikyuu, which is one of my definite plans to do this year or before the year ends, and just just re-experience his character because I was like, he's so salty and I did not like him and I didn't like how he treated Hinata and guys, we come a long way. It means we come a long way, but I'm really excited to feature this volume. And of course, this is one of the best volumes in the series because this is one of the training camp and Bokuto and especially Kuro when they are on the scene. And I love Haikyuu. I love Haikyuu. I was very excited. I was like, we have not talked about Haikyuu in a while, so it was so great to be able to feature even Suzuki today for this Top 5 Wednesday. And I realized that I need more Suzuki pens because I recently got my Karasuno theme purse, as I like to call it. Well, I got an Ida bag, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna deck it out in Karasuno because that's my ultimate favorite team. Like, it depends on the day between them and the Black Jackals. But anyway, so here is a picture of me with my purse all decked out, and I was like, I don't have any Suzuki pens. And then I was trying to do this Suzuki themed photo, and I was like, I don't have any Suzuki pens, and yeah, I need to fix that. I need to fix that. So, but that Ida bag made my day. I was specifically waiting on a certain pen so I could put it all together, and it's come all together, and I love it so very much. So, Suzuki and Haikyuu. For number 5, I'm really excited because this was one of my latest reads this week, and that is Usotoko Rhetoric. Oh my goodness, this is such a great mystery shoujo that I highly recommend. Oh my goodness, it was great. I really, really enjoyed this. I'm very much looking forward to more volumes in this series. Our heroine, oh my goodness, I don't even know what to say. So she can hear and detect lies when people speak them. Like when they say a lie, somehow it changes. I think it's like cold metal is what she says in describing what she hears. And so I guess lo and behold, she becomes the assistant of a detective. I was about to say police officer. I had to think about it, but she becomes the assistant of a detective. And they go on these series of mini adventures that are very funny, but also have a lot of great mystery, have some suspense. Just if you were a mystery fan, whether you're like an avid hardcore mystery fan of like Agatha Christie kind of mystery fan, or if you're just like low key, I don't have another comparison, but like you never get the suspect or the killer right, which would be me. That is me. I love mystery reads, but I'm so bad at them. So very bad. And this was the perfect blend though, in my opinion. And it was just, I don't know, I don't think I had any expectations coming in, but it was just such a fun surprise. More of a fun change of pace, I think is more of the right wording to use for this. And the art is fantastic. I really enjoyed the details like in the actual storytelling as well as the details that are given. Like look at her. The details in the art. I can totally speak. Yeah, it's such a wonderful story. I definitely highly recommend it. I hope it will not be an underrated shoujo because it's definitely one that deserves some love, deserves some hype. And yeah, I just really, really enjoyed this. And I was like, yay, it's a dark cover. And look, this is cool. I like how it looks like it's a curtain right here. And then look at the back. Isn't that cool? Well, you can see the back side of the curtain. So that was really fun. And I have never heard of One Piece books. Actually, I found out that I have. I just didn't know it was them as the publisher because they do the Rising of the Shield Hero, which was an interesting fun fact that I found out. But this is my actual first One Piece book. Yeah, from that publisher. I was like, that sounds weird to say book twice. But this is great. If you want more of like more in-depth thoughts of what I thought about this that are not spoilers, I'll leave a link down to my Goodreads review if you'd like to check it out. But this is one, it just came out. Highly recommend it. It is I feel like a good one to read. Again, if you don't like spooky reads, this is another good mysterious one that I would definitely suggest checking out. And for an honorable mention, now I admit I am fine-tuning this prompt for this one, but it is dark, and I'm gonna go with volume 27 of Yona of the Dawn, because when it's night, it is dark, and that is what I'm using for the honorable mention. Volume 37 just came out. I'm not ready. I am not ready. I skim read it. Please don't throw tomatoes at me because I didn't sit down and actually read it. But I was like, I don't know if I'm ready. I am not ready. And I feel bad because Marg at Marguerite's Manga, she read it. And I thought back on my message that she posted. She did a reel talking about how upset she was about that volume 37. Like, I mean, it's big. It's big. Like, her review clarified to me that I'm gonna wait for volume 38. I was like, I skim read it. I was scared. I was like, we need volume 38 before we actually sit down and read this volume. And it's funny because, you know, if you saw my Yona of the Dawn review, I was adamant that I was not going to be able to wait. But then what happens at 36, and then when I saw happens at volume 37, I was like, I am not ready. I am not ready. But bless the manga, there was a Sinha panel, and that really helped my heart because just brace yourself. If you're reading of the Dawn, brace yourself for volume 37 because that's a gut puncher, and then double a gut puncher, and more so than that. So hopefully volume 38 has no delays. Maybe Viz will be like, yo, we're gonna surprise you and release it early. That'd be super duper cool. I thought this would be just fitting to feature a Year of the Dawn because I wanted to, and it's funny, I actually didn't realize it was 27. I was like 27, 37, but I was like, it's dark, it's night, because it's dark. I just repeated myself, but it's always nice to have a good Yona of the Dawn cover, and Suwon is on the back, and, you know, I mentioned in that video that I like Suwon at the beginning, but man, I was conflicted at the end of volume 37. I was like, dude, you need to back up. So yeah, there's my mini Suwon ramblings and Yona of the Dawn volume 27. I hope that you enjoyed all of my picks. I really enjoyed filming this video and being back. Just so excited to be here. I wish I could like bear hug all of you guys through my screen. I would love to hear from you friends. What are some dark covered manga or just book covers that you enjoy and that you love? I would love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!